the thing is,
much
too,
as I
people,
could.
when they do things, can't just do it once or twice or 6 times. It's got to be part of the way you feed your body good things.
Well, as far as the red light's concerned, it just takes 6 visits to see if it'll help. So if you do it 6 times and don't see any change at all, which is very rare, maybe you're too far gone. I don't know. Almost anything we've seen, musculoskeletal. We had a lady that had 16 very serious conditions. One of those conditions was uveitis, which means that her one eye was so swollen. Normally the pressure in your eye is about 10, and hers was 180. And the treatment for that was injecting her right in her eye with a needle.
I had that same thing with this eye. They literally put a needle in my eye.
Well, using the bed, she used it for 2 weeks. Now she continues to use it after, but within 2 weeks, that pressure was down to normal and has never gotten bad again. The reason why you have to continue, people say, is it permanent? The truth of the matter is nothing's permanent. We're getting older. We're doing stupid things in our life. So taking care of yourself is not a 1 day or 2 week endeavor. It's a lifetime project. So I just want to respond to why the nerve response for neuropathy, why someone will sleep better, because we're healing tissue in general. So we'll see better sleep, better digestion, better clarity. Even people who are depressed will experience more joy than they've experienced in many, many years. And that's because...
I think that's because they find peace. One thing that I've learned...
No, there's actually a physiological mechanism that enters the skull, gets to the brain, and actually makes a change. We'll see nitric oxide improve. For the skin, we'll see collagen and elastin increase. But it all, in the
your
essence...
skin's very soft, but amazingly soft.
I'm 73 years old.
No, I know, but has anyone ever told you, your skin's extremely soft?
I get in the bed.
Huh?
I get in the bed.
I thought it was because you're Asian.
But I'll tell you something else. It's not just the bed, obviously. You got to eat smart. You got to exercise
right. You
smart.
got to live right. You got to feed your brain right, and you got to get rest. You got to literally get rest. One thing that I know from a lot of people that are under stress these days, they're not sleeping well. They're not getting rest. That's one thing I think is super important about the bed.
Well, if they put red light in the mix, that doesn't mean only red light, but if they can put red light in the mix, they'll do much better.
That is true. Talk a little bit about
I'll tell you, let me finish the mechanism of how it works. So they have found that our lights, both red and near infrared, will stimulate the mitochondria of the tissue. But what they even found out more so is it's not really the mitochondria. Within the mitochondria is an enzyme called cytochrome C oxidase. And these certain...
Say that again?
Cytochrome C oxidase. Pretty well known.
I think I have that in my cereal in the morning.
And so that cytochrome C oxidase is actually in the wall of the mitochondria. And also, I want to tell you, the mitochondria, when I went to school many years ago, we learned that there was one mitochondria in each cell.
All right, I got to show you something. Look at the t-shirt over your shoulder.
Oh, this one?
If you're going to get photobombed in the middle of a podcast, that's about as good as it gets.
So when I went to school, high school and college, I learned that there was... Is it still on the air?
What?
When I went to high school and college, I learned that there was one mitochondria in each cell. And the mitochondria, as I said, is the powerhouse of the body. It turns out that's not true. And for example, the heart, which has the highest demand for energy and power, that the heart cells have over 5,000 mitochondria in each cell. And I'm going to tell you something, that if you're in this biologist like I am, something unbelievable is that the mitochondria actually make up 10% of your body weight. That's
really?
How prevalent it is. That's how important it is.
Where does the mitochondria produce from?
It's in every cell. No, it's in every cell of your body. Not something floating around your body. It's in every cell. It's the powerhouse of the body. It's what generates that ATP. And having more or less ATP will make the difference between health and well-being and illness and death. And so, again, it's not just red light. You got to exercise smart. You got to, think, you were talking about thinking right. But more important, I think, is enough sleep, eating right, and exercising right, and incorporating red light therapy in the process. So we talked about fat loss. And the way that fat loss works is that the red stimulates the cells of the body, fat cells of the body, to release the fat into the surrounding tissue. We talked about that. Then we talked about that you can also, with the near infrared and red, we stimulate. What does that mean?
Oh, I just saw Diana for the first
What
second.
does that mean? No, we're good. 1 minute left.
Oh, we got plenty.
So, what? Where was it? So at any rate,
Let me ask you a quick question. Tell me 3 stories of people's lives, how they were affected differently by using red light therapy.
Oh, yeah.
More importantly, your bet.
so we have this one lady. She wrote me after 2 weeks of treatment. But prior to that, she was very depressed. She hated her life, and she didn't want to go on. She wasn't quite suicidal yet, but she was getting there. And then afterwards, she writes me an email, and it says, "If this is how normal people feel every day, how she's feeling now, I can't believe I've been missing out all this time." That's how much better she is. She finally sees joy for about the first time in her life in many, many years.
Do you think it was because maybe she benefited in other ways also? Better sleep, better life, better quality?
No, it was a mechanism that penetrates the skull, gets to the brain, and actually makes changes to the brain cells.
Man, I got to tell you, that's a powerful story, because a lot of people these days are depressed.
Of course, we know that. They're also under a lot of stress. So that's one story. Now, another story is there's a guy, and I talked about the hard guy. His name is Arnett. I'm going to talk to you about Steve. Steve wound up contracting Lyme disease when he was 12.
Wow, somebody else just announced they have Lyme disease. I think it's Justin Timberlake.
I've seen it all over. All these stars have all the issues, and no matter how much I scream to the television, they're not hearing me. And what I'm telling them is get into bed. So this guy, Steve, had
That's your new slogan, right? Get in the bed?
Get into bed. Steve got Lyme disease when he was 12. It ruined his life. And from a career point of view, he was
Lyme disease attacks the nervous system, right?
attack your whole body. Every part of your body. And there's neurotoxin. You're talking about different organisms that are attacking your body. So it ruined everything. It ruined his social life, his career, everything. He was unreliable because he didn't know whether he could get out of bed some days. So he tries our bed, and after a 12-minute dose, which is what a dose is, he noticed no difference at all. And he said he just poo-pooed it, it's a bunch of junk. But 5 hours later, and ever since, it's completely changed his life. He has energy like he hasn't had before. He has joy like he hasn't had before. And he doesn't have any of those symptoms that he had while he had Lyme disease. So we talked about Lyme disease. We talked about heart attack. I'm telling you about the skin. Okay. Talking about the skin and looking beautiful.
So do you think you could help Justin Timberlake live a better quality of life, improve his human longevity?
Absolutely. It's crazy.
Justin, are you paying attention? Justin Timberlake.
It's not just him. It can also help Parkinson's and multiple sclerosis. What we found with multiple sclerosis.
Have you had a chance to meet Rachel Pizzolato?
I don't think so.
She's a tall model. She was here yesterday. She actually did a match on stage. I'm going to introduce her to her because her mother has